Hi, ARK fans. Welcome to ARK Invest Daily, your daily dose of ARK information. Today is May 8th, Saturday. A quick reminder that Elon Musk is going to be hosting SNL tonight, so looking forward to that. Getting that out of the way, the question that we are trying to answer today is where should I put my $10,000? So the plan is that on Monday, I want to sell some of my very safe bets and generate about $10,000 and put it in one of these three stocks. And the conundrum is that all these three are very appealing. ARK has been very bullish on all these three. Lots of people, lots of big names have been very bullish on all these three. And there is a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation also out there. And I'm not going to bore you with what these three companies do. I think a lot of people already know what these three do. The question that it comes down to is, for me at least, it comes down to, can any other company do what they are doing? Because I'm going to be invested in it for long term. I want to see which of these companies cannot be replicated, and if people have tried replicating it or not. So what is the competition looking like right now? So that's the question we'll try to answer. Can anybody else do what they do in just a little bit? And then also look at ARK's information, the data trends, see how confident are they? Have they been buying a lot? Is the company rising through the ranks or declining through the ranks in 272 companies that they are invested in? And then hopefully by end of it, make a call on where to invest this money. And just for the disclosure, I'm not invested in Skillz and Palantir currently. I'm invested in Nano Dimension a little bit. So that's my starting position. So without wasting further time, let's go over the data first, ARK's data. Stay with me. I'll see you on the other side. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, guys. That helps me immensely. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. In this episode, we are trying to answer where should I put my $10,000 on Monday. And the unique thing that I bring to the table is ARK's data, their trend. I've been recording their data since January 26th. We'll try to look at the data trends and answer that question. So these are the three charts that we look at in Spotlight series always, and many of you are familiar with this. First is shares count trend. So this shows some sort of confidence that how they have been adding shares to their position. Then we have stock price trend, how the stock price has been doing over a period of time, and then market value trend that ARK holds, or market value that ARK holds for these companies. This is really the one that will show the confidence of ARK in these three companies, how much money they have invested in, not how much shares they have invested in, but it's good to look at all three things. So let's select other two as well. So this is Nano Dimensions. Let's go and select Palantir. And let's also add Skillz. So these are the three companies that I'm interested in investing, and it's not completely fair to judge ARK's confidence by looking at it from just January 26th, because I know Nano Dimension, they were invested in sometime last year, and they have been buying like crazy at the end of the year as well. So, and in January as well. So this is not a completely fair comparison, but we'll see what we have and try to get an answer from that. So January 26th, they started Skillz position there at 1 million. Well, they did not start there. I started recording since then. Palantir was at 2 million shares, and Nano Dimension at 11.3 million shares already. But since then, look at how they have been buying. Nano Dimension, they have been buying more and more as the stock price kept on going up. But then it started going down during that time frame of when GME short squeeze came. People invested in that, sold shares from here, I think, invested in that. Not ARK. I'm not talking about ARK invested in GME. They did not at all. But they sold some position. They got rid of some of it as the stock price started tumbling down. And then since then, the stock price was going down, but they still kept the same number of shares. So that shows their confidence. Even though the stock price was going down like anything, they kept those many shares. And then the stock price started going just a little bit back up, and then they started investing in it even more. There were news about them acquiring a couple of companies already, and we'll talk about them just in a bit. But since then, they have been buying more and more. So ending at 17.5 million shares on Thursday last week, this week actually. We don't have Friday's data, but I know on Friday they bought more Nano Dimension. Friday data is uploaded on their site on Sunday night, so we do a weekly episode on Sunday night, the week that was. So stay tuned for that as well. So that's Nano Dimension, number of shares, how they've been buying. Look at, let's start with Palantir now. Extremely bullish. Look at these almost straight lines. They're buying big positions in Palantir, and yeah, and since then it has been a little bit not as bullish as in past, but they have still continued to buy more and more as the stock price continued to plummet. Currently holding 21 million shares of Palantir. Skillz is even more bullish story. So started at just 1 million earlier this year and going all the way up to 20.9 million shares. But actually, I know they added more on Friday, so it's going to be 1.1 million shares extra on Friday. So it's actually 22 million shares. So if you look at the shares trend, you'll see they have been most bullish on Skillz. But that's only half the story, right? We have to also keep into consideration the stock price. So Nano Dimension reached, at one point, it reached $16.70, $17 almost. And since then, it has been going down, 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 and with some peaks in a little bit bouncing back, but then overall trend is downward, down to $6.50. There have been good news, some of the good news along the way, but at the same time, there was a short seller report on it, which was, I would say, kind of expected, because when a stock goes up by that much, you always see some short sellers attacking them. This company is a niche within a niche. It's a 3D printing company for the circuit design, for chip design, and they have acquired a couple more companies more recently to make their machines even better. I will not go into the details of that because I have covered those in previous episodes. What do those companies that they have acquired, what do they do, and how they are going to make the machines better. But the main acquisition that's going to make a difference is an acquisition hopefully coming up soon. I don't know when. Is a company that actually does the chip design, actually does the circuit board design, but in old way. So they do that using old techniques. So when they acquire that company, that's when they are going to replace that old techniques, that old way of doing things, sending the designs to China and getting it printed, not printed, getting it done and shipping it back. When they acquire one of those companies and replace that process with their machines, 3D printing machines, that's where you'll get the real benefit, where you'll see the revenue taking upward. And that company would have had a lot of clients already for whom they were making chips or circuit boards. That's the acquisition I'm waiting for. That's the acquisition that's going to make the real dent in the whole thing and make this company go up. Waiting for that inflection point. So let's see. Very hopeful on this. I am invested in it. I invested in it sometime last year when it was around $4. So I'm still good on this, still making some profit. But overall, if you look at it, it looks pretty brutal where it reached and where it is right now. Similar story about the other two. Skillz, starting since the time I've been recording, starting at $29.70, reaching up to $43.70. So this was a SPAC called as FEAC, I think, some Eagle, something. It was named something like that, which merged with Skillz and it became SKLZ. SKLZ, yeah, that's the ticker symbol now. And it has been going down. It was hit by a short seller report also, I think, if I remember correctly. So they announced that they have partnership with NFL, and the short seller or the negative press that they got was they have not seen any such partnership, or they have not seen any such news on NFL side. But the CEO of this company has said that multiple times on CNBC that it is real. They have a partnership, not just NFL, but many other big names as well. I did one episode about Skillz yesterday as well. If you want to take a look at other big names that they have partnership with, you can watch that episode. It's down to $15.40 right now, which makes it super appealing because look at the all-time high. It was $43, almost 3 times. Same thing with this guy, almost 3 times is the all-time high. And then there is Palantir, started at $35.40, reaching a max of $39. And then some ups and downs, but generally downs, ending in $20.10. And so that's the story of stock price. Let's take a look at the market value trend that ARK holds. So ARK has been investing in Palantir quite a bit since it's been going down, and they are now at $0.4 billion. So this is rounded value, guys. It could be a little bit up, a little bit down compared to what I'm showing here. 4.4 billion, like there's $400 million. Then for Skillz, they are at $0.3 billion. So even though share story tells that Skillz is what they're most bullish on, but actually looks like they're most invested in Palantir. And Nano Dimension also they are invested in, but it's the least of all these three. So $0.1 billion, ending in $0.1 billion. Actually, they were invested more because the stock price was 3 times. So you have to keep that in mind. So those are the 3 companies. Now let's also see the ranking. Many of you are familiar with this messy chart as well, but it is super interesting to see. These are the rankings of all the companies that have been growing. So when I click on one of these, you know what I'm talking about. This is Nano Dimension. So starting end of January at rank 65 out of 272 companies they're invested in, and going all the way and increasing in between a little bit, but generally going down, reaching 86 rank in their portfolio. Let's take a look at Palantir quickly. Starting at the end of January, 106 rank, and look at that. They have been investing a lot in this, ending the position in 32 rank 32 in the portfolio. Let's take a look at Skillz. Even more bigger jump. So starting at 147 rank and ranking up all the way to 43 rank. So this again tells that Skillz is what they're most bullish on. So those are the three companies. Now let's see, let's answer the other question. Can any other company do what they are doing? So Nano Dimension, we know, is a very unique company, has a lot of patents, 3D printing, niche within a niche, acquiring other companies to take their machines better. Present in 4 ETFs, as you can see when I hover over it, that's where you'll see it. And also very strong balance sheet. But should I invest my $10K here? I don't know. I have some position there already. And then is Palantir, which is super interesting company. A lot of big names associated with it, very successful people associated with it. But the truth is, it's kind of a little bit of black box. I have to take Jim Cramer's side on this one, because it's a database software company essentially with application that is mainly for their main application for the database right now is tracking terrorists and helping the defense forces tracking terrorist movements and in that sort of area. Not only with US, with Europe, some countries in Europe as well, which is super interesting. Which is something that many people would invest in for sure, because that's like where the governments put a lot of money in their defense budget, right? So, but I don't know, because it's just a software and a database company, and I come from that background too. I feel if you have all those data points, any company can do it. Do they have a monopoly on the data that they have? Only then it's their very unique thing that they do. But I don't know whether it is really unique. Why can't a company come in tomorrow and do the same thing that they are doing if they get all the data points that they have and that Palantir has? And I am questioning that, maybe because I have that background. I come from database background. I come from analytics background. So maybe that's why I'm raising those questions, but I don't know. It's very black box for me. So yeah, sorry, I have to take Jim Cramer's side on this. He calls this company as black box too, but truly, and I don't take his side in most of the things. I take Cathie Wood's side, who doesn't. Cathie Wood and Jim Cramer, as you know, don't go together on many things. They did align on Coinbase though, but separate story for a different day. Next is Skillz. This is the most interesting company that I've seen in quite a while, to be honest. The numbers, the engagement numbers that this company has is just amazing. So I did a video on it yesterday, and you'll see that the number of active users on it, monthly active users, and how much time they are spending on this platform that Skillz make available. It's huge. It's more than 1 hour, 62 minutes. And TikTok, which is the most addictive social platform out there, is just 52 minutes. Well, not just, that's huge number too, but Skillz beat TikTok any day by 10 minutes, not just by a little bit, 10 minutes more on Skillz. So that's super amazing. And can any other company do what they are doing? I don't think so. Amazon tried, they failed. Sony tried, they failed. But maybe some bigger companies can do it. They can throw unlimited amount of money at it. Some companies have deep pockets. Maybe they can do something like this, build a platform. There are lots of startups that tried also. But Amazon could not do it. It's a big indicator. Sony could not do it. That's a big indicator that this is something very unique. Can anybody do what Nano Dimension is doing? There is some small amount of competition brewing up for Nano Dimension, but they'll probably acquire those because they have a strong balance sheet. So for me, just completely my opinion, because I don't know much about what exactly Palantir does, what's their foundation, where do they get those data points from, and why can't any other database company do what they are doing if they get those data points? Palantir is out for me. completely my opinion, guys. Sorry if I'm missing something. There is a lot of information out there that I might not be having about Palantir. But for me, and I'm already invested in Nano Dimension. So for me, I think the winner is Skillz. So most probably my 10K would go to Skillz, or maybe some combination of Skillz and Nano Dimension. So that's all from my side, guys. It's a wrap. I hope you like it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.